Hello everyone. In this series of videos, we have started working on various different labs for AZ104 exam. That is for the Microsoft Azure Administrator certification. All of these labs, they're available in the GitHub from Microsoft Learning account. I'll give you the link at the end of the lab. In this series of lab, I'm going to start lab 6, implement traffic management. Just as a note, we tried this lab one time before, and if you're using the default setting in the lab, you will most likely encounter problem with the deployment because of the regional limit on number of cores that you can deploy. So we're going to modify the lab just a little bit, and I tell you what I'm exactly doing so that you can successfully deploy most of the stuff. To keep the videos short and manageable, we'll be doing each video for each of these tasks. So you should be having 6 different videos to complete this lab, and I'll be doing it. In this particular video, we'll focus on provisioning the lab environment. So let's read this just a little. What's our goal? So we were asked to, with testing managing network traffic, targeting Azure virtual machines in the hub and spoke network topology. Again, do a Google search on it and understand what that is, which Contoso considers implementing in its Azure environment instead of creating the mesh topology. This testing needs to include implementing connectivity between spokes by relying on user-defined routes that forces traffic to flow via the hub, as well as traffic distribution across virtual machines by using layer 4 and layer 7 load balancers. That is also something that you need to know. Azure load balancer that works on layer 4, and once you go to the layer 7, you're talking about the application gateway. That's a layer 7 device. Okay, so with that background, let's go to task 1. So sign into Azure portal and open up the PowerShell. So up to that point is pretty easy. Now here they're asking you to download a couple of template files. So usually most of the time with ARM templates, you have a template file, and then what you have a parameters file as well. So you download those to your local machine, and then we'll upload these to the Cloud Shell environment and we'll start the deployment. So let's go to our environment. So PowerShell, you can just click on this little button. If you do not have any storage account, it's gonna say, hey, you don't have one, and just say yeah, thank you, create one for me, and it will create one storage account for you, and you should be able to use that. This one, last time I was using the Azure CLI, so it remembers and it has put me back to the bash environment, but I want the PowerShell environment. So just click on it and confirm, and it will switch over to a PowerShell environment, and that will look like the dark blue. Okay, so I have already downloaded these 2 files. So let's take a quick look at it, what those files are. So this is the VM template, and the thing that I have changed, they had a higher better version of the virtual machine in this VM template file, and I have changed that to a very low, like 1 CPU or even less CPU type, like very minimal CPU costing virtual machine. So that's if you can do the same thing with your template, that's going to help you. Let me see if I have done. Yeah, I have also done that for the parameters file. And if you look at it, so let's go back to over here for a little bit and go back over here, and I just want to show you what you really have in the lab materials. If I go to 6, if I open up the parameters file, so by default, if you try to use this, standard D2S v3 is the default, and at least for me, if I try to deploy, I'm hitting a regional quota limit, so I cannot even deploy the whole lab setting with this particular virtual machine value that they're asking us to use. So that's the only change that I have made. So make a note of that. So let's go back over here and give you one more time. So I'm using standard B1LS. Okay, so that's I believe is going to work for the most part. Alright, with that change, so let's go back to our Azure environment now. Where is my Azure environment? Here it is. So we want to upload those files. So let's upload, let's do that. It should give you yeah, window. So from here I'm on the lab 6. So let's upload the template file, and it says that's complete. Let's upload the VM parameters file, and just I'm gonna upload the other file. There were 3 different files as well. So that one I'm just gonna keep it and upload it in that environment as well. So let's go back to the lab. Alright, in this lab, so we have done up to all of that steps. So let's location, I'm going to use East US for my location. So paste over here and just say East US. So you are storing that East US into the location variable. Then you're going to create a resource group name by running this command. So that should create a resource group for me. And then a resource group name for me, and then now this command is actually going to create the resource group. Okay, and so yeah, it is saying the provisional state is succeeded, and again resource ID subscription ID, resource group, and the actual name of the resource group instance. Okay, so once that's done, I can start a deployment of the first set, and you just need to run this command just like that. And it's running as a job, so this whole thing deployment will start in the background, and you will be able to run the next command. So let's start it, and you see it has started a job, and all of that it will show up in a little bit in our notification window, and it will tell us what's going on with that deployment. Okay, so once that's done, looks like we need to create another resource group. Okay, so let's do that. Then run the resource group name, and we are still deploying in the same location, although we are choosing a different resource group name this time. So that should create, so that's created. So we can now deploy the second set of the deployment and everything that we need under this new resource group. So let's do that. And for the third one, we need yet another resource group. So let's create that one, and let's create the third resource group. So third resource group is also created. At this time, let's start the deployment for the third environment under the third resource group. And there we go. So all 3 are running. So now it's telling you to wait until the deployment is complete before proceeding to the next task. This should take about 5 minutes. Okay, but it may take some longer for you, may take a little bit shorter as well, depending on which environment you have selected for the deployment. And plus this COVID situation, I don't know if they have any kind of restriction for trial accounts and stuff like that. Then verify the status of the deployments. You can examine and close the cloud shell. Okay, so pretty much we have done the deployment, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna at least go to the resource group and see if I have the resource group created. And you can see that I have 3 resource groups. So you can click on the first one. The first one, it says it's deploying. That means the deployment is not done. So deployment is going on, and you can easily see that all that stuff looks like it must be creating at least 2 different NICs. That means 2 different virtual machines. Okay, all the deployment is going on in this one. Let's see under RG2, it's same thing. It says it's deploying, and it looks like I have 2 different NICs. So the deployment is not as far ahead as the first one. And the third one, let's see what's going on. Third one is also, it says deploying. So far so good. So I'll let the deployment go on, and we'll just review what we have before we start the next video, and we'll start configuring the hub and spoke network topology. So hope my tips was useful for you. Good luck with the exam. If you like the video, give me a like. Please subscribe and share. And good luck with the exam again. Thank you.